Melakim Aleph, also known as First Kings, Chapter 1. And Sovereign Dawid was old, advanced in years, and they covered him with garments, but he could not get warm. So his servants said to him, Let them seek for our master the sovereign a young woman, a maiden, and she shall stand before the sovereign and be his companion, and lie on your bosom, and that our master the sovereign gets warm. And they sought for a beautiful young woman in all the border of Israel, and found Abishag, a Shunammite, and brought her to the sovereign. And the young woman was very beautiful, and she was a companion for the sovereign and served him, but the sovereign did not know her. And Adoniah, son of Haggith, exalted himself, saying, I reign. And he prepared for himself a chariot and horsemen, and 50 men to run before him. Now his father had not worried him at any time by saying, Why have you done so? He was also very good looking, and he was born after Absalom. And he talked to Joab, son of Surya, and with Abiathar the priest, and they supported Adon. But Zadok the priest, and Benayahu, son of Jehoiada, and Nathan the prophet, and Shimi, and Rei, and the mighty men who belonged to Dawid were not with Adoniahu. And Adoniahu slaughtered sheep and cattle and fatlings by the stone of Zoheleth, which is by En-Rogel. He also invited all his brothers, the sovereign's sons, and all the men of Yehuda, servants of the sovereign. But he did not invite Nathan the prophet, or Benayahu, or the mighty men, or Shlomo his brother. Nathan then spoke to Bathsheba, the mother of Shlomo, saying, Have you not heard that Adoniahu, son of Haggith, has become sovereign, and Dawid our master does not know it? And now, come let me give you advice, and deliver your own life and the life of your son Shlomo. Go immediately to sovereign Dawid, and say to him, Did you not, my master, O sovereign, swear to your female servant, saying, Certainly your son Shlomo shall reign after me, and he shall sit on my throne? Why then has Adoniahu become sovereign? Look, while you are still speaking there with the sovereign, let me come in after you and confirm your words. And Bathsheba went into the room to the sovereign. Now the sovereign was very old, and Abishag the Shunammite was serving the sovereign. And Bathsheba bowed and did obeisance to the sovereign. And the sovereign said, What do you wish? And she said to him, My master, you swore by Yah our power to your female servant, saying, Certainly Shlomo your son shall reign after me, and he shall sit on my throne. And now look, Adoniah has become sovereign. And now my master the sovereign, you do not know about it. And he has slaughtered great numbers of bulls and fatlings and sheep, and has invited all the sons of the sovereign, and Abiathar the priest, and Joab the commander of the army, but he did not invite Shlomo your servant. And you, my master, O sovereign, the eyes of all Israel are on you, to declare to them who is going to sit on the throne of my master the sovereign after him. Otherwise it shall be, when my master the sovereign rests with his fathers, that I and my son Shlomo shall be considered sinners. And see, while she was still speaking with the sovereign, Nathan the prophet also came in. So they informed the sovereign, saying, Here is Nathan the prophet. And when he came in before the sovereign, he bowed down before the sovereign with his face to the ground. And Nathan said, My master, O sovereign, have you said Adoniahu shall reign after me, and he shall sit on my throne? For he has gone down today, and has slaughtered great numbers of bulls and fatlings and sheep, and has invited all the sovereign's sons and commanders of the army, and Abiathar the priest. And look, they are eating and drinking before him. And they say, Let sovereign Adoniahu live. But he has not invited me your servant, nor Zadok the priest, nor Benyahu, son of Jehoiada, nor your servant Shlomo. If this matter is from my master the sovereign, then you did not let your servant know who should sit on the throne of my master the sovereign after him. And sovereign Dawid answered and called, Call Bathsheba to me. So she came into the sovereign's presence and stood before the sovereign. And the sovereign took an oath and said, As Yah lives, who has ransomed my life out of all distress, even as I swore to you by Yah, power of Israel, saying, certainly Shlomo, your son, shall reign after me, and he shall sit on my throne in my place. Even so I do to this day. And Bathsheba bowed her face to the earth, and did obeisance to the sovereign, and said, let my master, sovereign Dawid, live forever. And sovereign Dawid said, call me Zadok the priest, and Nathan the prophet, and Benaiah, son of Jehoiada. And they came before the sovereign. And the sovereign said to them, take with you the servants of your master, and you shall have Shlomo my son ride on my own mule, and take him down to Gihon. And there Zadok the priest and Nathan the prophet shall anoint him sovereign over Israel, and blow the shofar and say, let sovereign Shlomo live. And you shall come up after him, and he shall come and sit on my throne, and he shall reign in my place, for I have commanded him to be ruler over Israel and over Yehudah. And Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, answered the sovereign and said, so be it. So says Yah, power of my master the sovereign. As Yah has been with my master the sovereign, so let him be with Shlomo, and make his throne greater than the throne of my master sovereign Dawid. Then Zadok the priest, and Nathan the prophet, and Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, and the Kerethites and the Pelethites went down and had Shlomo ride on the sovereign's mule, and took him to Gihon. And Zadok the priest took a horn of oil from the tent and anointed Shlomo. And they blew with the shofar, and all the people said, let sovereign Shlomo live. And all the people came up after him. And the people played the flutes and rejoiced with great joy, so that the earth was split by their noise. And Adoniah and all the guests who were with him heard it as they finished eating. And Joab heard the voice of the shofar and said, why is the city in such a noisy uproar? And he was still speaking. Then see, Jonathan came, son of Abiathar the priest. And Adoniah said to him, come in, for you are a brave man, and you bring good news. But Jonathan answered and said to Adoniah, no, our master sovereign Dawid has made Shlomo sovereign, and the sovereign has sent with him Zadok the priest, and Nathan the prophet, and Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, and the Kerethites and the Pelethites, and they had him ride on the sovereign's mule. And Zadok the priest and Nathan the prophet have anointed him sovereign at Gihon. And they have gone up from there rejoicing, and the city is moved. This is the noise you heard. And further, Shlomo sits on the throne of the reign. And further, the servants of the sovereign have gone to bless our master sovereign Dawid, saying, let your power make the name of Shlomo better than your name, and his throne greater than your throne. And the sovereign bowed himself on the bed. And the sovereign also said thus, blessed be Yah, power of Israel, who has given one to sit on my throne this day while my eyes see it. And all the guests who were invited by Adoniah were afraid, and rose, and each one went his way. And Adoniah was afraid of Shlomo, and rose, and went and took hold of the horns of the slaughter place. And it was reported to Shlomo, saying, look, Adoniah is afraid of sovereign Shlomo. And look, he has taken hold of the horns of the slaughter place, saying, let sovereign Shlomo swear to me today that he does not put his servant to death with the sword. And Shlomo said, if he proves himself a worthy man, not one hair of him is going to fall to the earth. But if evil is found in him, then he shall die. And sovereign Shlomo went, and they brought him down from the slaughter place. And he came and fell down before sovereign Shlomo. And Shlomo said to him, go to your house.